Hey, everybody, good to see you back. Glad you're here. Today, we're going to be talking about tips for staying on budget while eating healthily. That's so important for so many of us, especially in this day and time. We got to stay within budget. And that's what I want to talk to you about because when I started so many years ago trying to lose 100 pounds and come off those prescriptions, I didn't have a big budget to do this. And one of the things that I hear routinely from people is, it's too expensive to eat healthy. It is not. In fact, you will save money eating the Shibboleth way. Now, for a little while, as you change out your inventory, it may seem like it's costing a little more, but you got to change out the inventory. You got to get those approved foods that's going to help you control insulin in that pantry and in that fridge. So that takes a little work there. But once you change out all that inventory, it's a lot less expensive to eat the way we eat on Planet Shibboleth, regardless of what budget you're on. Funny things that I hear often is, I can't afford to eat healthy. I don't have any money, people tell me. And I can't help it. I know it's kind of mean, but it just kind of pops out. And I say, well, then that's a blessing in disguise for this time of your life. You can't eat anything but pinto beans. You can't eat anything but maybe some approved hamburger helper or something like that, the budget friendly stuff. So, hey, you got it made. I know. That's you're being a little sarcastic there, but still, it's not that you don't have money. It's like redirecting what you're putting your money into. You've got to stop putting your money into junk food. And again, let me digress. I'm talking about our version of Hamburger Helper, which is not Hamburger Helper. But when I started, look, y'all, we had a very minimal budget to follow the program. I was eating things to lose weight like peanut butter sandwiches, ham sandwiches, recipes like spaghetti, and not the expensive kind. I was literally buying Hunt's tomato sauce, McCormick sauce mix, and making my spaghetti. So you can do this in a very budget-friendly way. You may not be able to eat some of the more expensive stuff. You may not be able to have lobster every night or steak every night, but you can have some approved hamburger meat. So you've got the budget to do this. Don't let the diet devil talk you out of a blessing. I lost 44 pounds in 6 weeks eating things like turkey sandwiches and peanut butter sandwiches and even fried Spam sandwiches. So you can do it. You've got the budget to do that. You're going to save money doing this. The first thing you've got to do is set your budget. How much money do you have each week to spend on groceries? Come up with that budget. What is that budget that you need to stay underneath? So you got to watch out going out and eating. So many people waste their budget on going out and eating. I talked to a client just the other day, and they said that it was cheaper for them to eat out than it was to shop at the grocery store and put their foods together. Now, if that works for them, fine. We have Shibboleth-approved restaurants, Shibboleth-approved family-style restaurants, Shibboleth-approved fast food restaurants. We can do that. But she was wrong. That's not right. If you've got a budget and you go into the grocery store and you're willing to stay within that budget, you can pick up tons of Shibboleth-approved foods that you could get 3, 4, 5 meals out of instead of going to a restaurant and only getting one meal. That's not much bang for your buck if you're really living within a budget. And by the way, by not eating out as much and eating at home more, you'll lose weight faster. But you got to come up with that top line budget. How much do you have to spend on healthy foods? You've got a plan. We've talked a little bit about that in the prior video, but you've got to do some planning. You've got to go in the grocery store with a plan. If you don't, they've got impulse buys all over the grocery store. In fact, everything that's on special, you're going to tend to want to get that because you think you're saving money, even if you'll never eat it. No. Go into the grocery store and have a plan. Now, the way I go into the grocery store with a plan, now I'm going to start you out as a beginner. Our food library is exhaustive. I mean, there's thousands of approved foods. But when you're starting, you want to narrow your variety. You want to keep things very basic. So you go to Fast Track, Dashboard, and Fast Track. Everybody here at some point, I hope, comes and goes with us, and you go through the Fast Track system. It's comprised of 7 laps. It's laid out expertly so that you can get through the material, earn your fast track badge, and now we've installed the right foundational lifestyle for you to build off of and personalize your program after that. Real simple, doesn't take long to do it all when you're ready to do it. So you go through the laps. These things each take just a few minutes to check off to make sure that you're getting everything you need. But I'm going to go down here to the food library, okay? So the food library, this is the basic one. This is not the unabridged version. These are your basic foods that we start with. And what you do, you're setting yourself up for success. You go to say, oh, I like chicken breast. It carries you over to the big library. It tells you a chicken breast is a -3 on the weight loss meter. That offers the best weight loss there is. The more negative the number, the better. And then I heart this. See, I just heart it. I make that a favorite of mine. What I'm doing is setting myself up so that I've got an amazing grocery list that I go in the grocery store and I'm focused on what I can have and not on what I cannot have. I'm living on my own island every day. Does that make sense? So I'm focused only on what's growing on my trees on my island. It's mine. So when I go into Publix, I'm only focused on, I'm on a mission to, if my chicken breast is on sale, great. Fantastic. But just because something that I don't need is on sale doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. I'm staying within budget. So I heart that. Then I go back and I'm just looking. Let's say I don't like pork tenderloin. But let's say I want some fat-free cream cheese because I like to put that on my approved crackers. It's a 0 on the weight loss meter. It's not going to help me. It's not going to hurt me. That's great because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to either go with a negative number so we can lose weight fast, or 0 so that we're not hurting ourselves, but we can flavor our foods or whatnot. So I heart that, right? So I'm hearting these. And I'm building myself a grocery list. So when I go into my journal, it'll show me all the foods that I like, and I can simply add them to my grocery list. We talked about this in the last video. I'm adding it to my Kroger list. Boom, boom, boom. I like to say boom. Can you tell? So I go in here to my grocery list. I can set up many grocery lists depending on what I'm shopping for, where I'm shopping, and I pull up Kroger. And everything's in the right category. I print my list, or I just have this on my phone, pull it up in the grocery store, and I'm on a mission. I'm staying within budget, and I'm picking out this stuff. So it's really, really that simple. Not a problem. You got to go in there with a plan. You know the saying, and I believe this about our lifestyle too. I may be a fool with a plan, but that's better than a wise man without a plan. So you go into that grocery store with a plan so that you can stay within budget. Another thing you can do if you really have a tight budget is buy a lot of stuff that's bulk or generic brands. Generic brands can typically save you 30% to 50% off. And buy in bulk. Things like pinto beans, black beans, red beans, pinto beans. You know, a crock pot full of some pinto beans. If you like pinto beans, some onion in there. Man, what a delicious, amazing. You just take your portion control bowl. You got your portion control bowl. You put your pintos in it that are cooked deliciously. Put a little fat back in there. You got category 6. Put it in your bowl. Eat it. It's delicious, and you lose weight. That's an eating episode. So there's all kind of things to do like that as well. Again, the more that you'll cook at home and prepare your own foods, the more money you'll save. Of course, I'm all about everyone using coupons and shopping for sales. But again, you want to focus only on the foods that you're allowed to have. We focus on what we can have, not on what we cannot have. This is a mental game, everyone. You've got to understand, this is 99% mental, okay? Focusing on what I love to eat that helps me lose weight, not focusing on what I love to eat and causes me to gain weight. And never, ever, ever shop hungry. Never shop hungry. Never go in there hungry. Don't do it, okay? And then you utilize these apps. I have saved, y'all, people tell me that I'm ridiculous for using these apps where they deliver. I can't tell you the last time I went to a grocery store. I'm going to start going more just to film stuff for you guys, but I can't tell you the last time I went. I paid $2.50 extra to get it delivered to me. And it saves me so much money. And a few people that see me ordering when they're visiting or whatnot, they're like, why do you do that? Why don't you spend that little bit of extra money? And I think all in all, with all the charges, it's maybe $7 or $8 extra. That saves me so much money because I'm going through the app and I'm not that, you know what I mean? When you're seeing an image of a food, it doesn't look as appetizing, and I'm searching for what I want. It saves me money. It's helped me lose weight. I think it's the greatest thing ever. We discovered that during COVID, and it was awesome because I search strawberries and I buy my strawberries because that's a favorite of mine. I add it to my grocery list. Yes, but that's a favorite. I'm not searching chocolate chip cookies. And even when it pops up on an image in the little public e-store, it don't look as good as it does when you're there and it's staring back at you. So if you have access to that, many of you live in rural areas and you don't have access to that. But if you do, that is a winner. I hope this helps, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.